Missed them both. The final heave from midcourt and beyond, and Nigeria.
Thank you very much for joining us here in Sports Central this lovely morning. We're back here to relieve the biggest stories from the sporting world, from the latest action concerning the Miami Open across the WTA and, of course, the ATP. From there, we'll talk about the World Cup qualifiers as we gradually gravitate towards the return of club football, which returns this particular weekend. The World Cup qualifiers, meanwhile, wrapped up in the CONCACAF region. We'll tell you the latest teams to qualify for Qatar 2022 and reactions from the home scene steel trail. Nigeria's failure to qualify for the FIFA World Cup in Qatar. We'll tell you the very latest action, of course, the consequence going forward. Now, there's NBA as well here for you, not forgetting the NPFL, the LMC, and of course the hammer falling on a team in the NPFL. We'll tell you about the story and a lot more. So stay right here with us and join us every step with this morning here on Sports Central. My name is Brian James, and it's a very fine morning to return here with all of the sporting stories from Akwa Ibom, Nigeria, and of course across the Atlantic. In typical fashion, we'll begin with the sports wrap-up. We'll bring you up to speed with the latest sports news from around the globe. It's time. In conversation this morning from tennis, where second seed Igor Swiatek notched her 15th consecutive win to advance to the Miami Open semis, defeating 20th seed Petra Kvitova 6-3, 6-3 in the quarterfinals. The 20-year-old is into her tour leading fifth semis of the season and the third straight at the WTA 1000 level. Swiatek joins the likes of Caroline Wozniacki, Victoria Azarenka, Yelena Ostapenko as the only players to have made 4 more WTA 1000 semis before their 21st birthday. The Polish star, who is set to rise to world #1 up to Miami, would face 16th seed Jessica Pegula later tomorrow for a spot in her third consecutive WTA 1000 final. Still from Miami, the American Pegula reached the semis. In a brief fashion, when Paulo Badosa retired from their quarterfinal match with Evaro Iones, Pegula was leading 4-1 after 18 minutes of play when Badosa retired, having won 4 straight games after dropping serve to start the match. Since the start of last season, Pegula is tied with Badosa and Arina Sabalenka, with the tour leading 5 WTA 1000 quarterfinals, with her first semis appearance at this level came last summer in Montreal. There, she was beaten by eventual champion Camila Giorgi. Again, bidding for first WTA 1000 final, she would face second-seeded Igor Swiatek, who will take up Petra Kvitova in straight sets now to the ATP, where Francesco Cerundolo advanced into the semis at the Miami Open, presented earlier this morning after Italian Yannick Sinner was forced to retire due to foot blisters. The Argentine was leading 4-1 in the first set when Sinner called the match after 23 minutes. Right here, Cerundolo is the lowest ranked men's singles semi-finalist in tournament history between 1985 and 2019. And the first player to reach the singles semis on his Masters 1000 debut since Jesse Janowicz advanced to the final at the Paris Masters in 2012. Now, the third time was a charm for Casper Ruud. Early this morning at the Miami Open in his third attempt, the Norwegian earned his first win against second-seeded Alexander Zverev 6-3, 1-6, 6-3 to advance to a semi-final showdown against Argentine's Francesco Cerundolo. The winner will make his first ATP Masters 1000 final. Now, the 23-year-old will have a big opportunity against the world number 103, who had never previously competed in the Masters 1000 main draw or won a tour-level match on hard court. This would be the pair's first ATP head-to-head clash, and of course, we're looking forward to that particular and elsewhere. Tens of thousands of people gathered at the Melbourne Cricket's ground yesterday, Wednesday, for the memorial of legendary Australian cricketer Shane Warne, with the likes of Sir Elton John, former England captain Nasser Hussain, and Warne's family giving touching tribute. The former leg spinner, considered one of the greatest cricketers of all time, died aged 52 earlier this month from a suspected heart attack while on holiday in Koh Samui in Thailand. A private funeral was held for Warner's closest friends and family in Melbourne last week, but all were invited to attend yesterday's televised memorial, where his father Keith mourned the loss of a loving and caring son, and former teammates remembered a fierce competitor on the field and a mischievous soul of it. A slew of other athletes, Hollywood actors and musicians including Kylie Minogue, Hugh Jackson and Greg Norman also offered video tribute to one. Among the musical performers included Elton John, who joined via video link from the United States singing "Don't Let the Sun Go Down on Me," while Coldplay frontman Chris Martin performed "Yellow." Robbie Williams sung "Angels" and Ed Sheeran played "Thinking Out Loud." Now to Formula One, where F1 is set to return to Las Vegas next year with the race taking place on the famous Las Vegas Strip. The Grand Prix will be held on a Saturday night in November, potentially around Thanksgiving, with the track sweeping past some of the city's most legendary landmarks, hotels and casinos. The track design is 3.8 miles long from start to finish, with top speed estimated to be over 212 mph. Now, there will be 50 race laps with 3 main straights and 14 corners, including a high-speed cornering sequence and a single chicane section. Stefano Domenicali, President and Chief Executive of Formula One, said this is an incredible moment for Formula One that demonstrates the huge appeal and growth of a sport with a third race in the U.S. Now to the CONCACAF region, where the U.S. men's national soccer team is qualified for the World Cup in Qatar, securing its berth to the tournament after missing out on the 2018 edition in Russia. In what was largely a formality, the U.S. lost 2-0 to Costa Rica early this morning, but still managed to secure one of CONCACAF's 3 automatic bets, along with group winners Canada and Mexico. Now back to Africa, where the Nigerian Football Federation (NFF) has tendered an unreserved apology to the federal government and people of Nigeria for the failure of the Super Eagles to qualify for this year's FIFA World Cup finals holding in Qatar. NFF General Secretary Dr. Mohamed Sinisi regretted that the team failed to qualify despite the enormous support of government to the good people of Nigeria, who turned out in throngs to fill up the 60,491 capacity Musharraf National Stadium in Abuja for the clash with Ghana's Black Stars on Tuesday. The Super Eagles would only achieve a score draw 1-1 against the Black Stars, which ended their hopes of playing at the FIFA World Cup finals in Qatar as Ghana sneaked through on their away goal rule. Finally, Barcelona broke the women's attendance record as 91,553 fans watched them close from behind to beat rivals Real Madrid 5-2 at Camp Nou on Wednesday and reached the Champions League semi-finals with an 8-3 aggregate win. Leading 3-1 from the first leg and roared on by a Partizan Nou Camp, the reigning champions won 5-2 on the night and 8-3 on aggregates to set up the last 4 meeting with either Arsenal or Wolfsburg. The previous highest turnout for women's club game was in 2019, when 60,739 people saw Barca beat Atletico Madrid 2-0 at the Wanda Metropolitano. The previous Champions League record was 50,212 for a game between Lyon and Frankfurt in Munich in 2012. It was the first time Barca's women's team played a match at the Camp Nou in front of fans. They had played at the stadium before, but behind closed doors because of restrictions due to the coronavirus pandemic. Elsewhere, still tonight, Romana Bachmann's extra-time strike saw PSG moving to the Champions League semi-finals after they knocked out Bayern Munich, winning 4-3 on aggregate. The teams played 120 minutes at the Parc des Princes and couldn't be separated until Bachmann settled the game, having come off the bench to fire the winning goal. And that's the sports wrap of this one. We'll get talking. Don't go anywhere. Stay right here with us.